Okay, let's try and recreate what you was doing. So you've got starter GUI. Let's say we can put screen GUI in, and you've got a frame. Let's call this options. I guess this is like an options menu. I'm gonna just make it size 0.5, 0.5, 0, and the position, let's put it in the middle of the screen, like so, and the anchor point, like that. So let's just say this is a menu screen. Let's break it down a bit like this. Okay, so this is our menu screen, and let's also say we've got and then this is hidden by default, so the visibility's off here. Yep. And then we want a button to make it happen, let's say. So we've got our text button. Let's just put it here, and this text button is the, I don't know, let's call it options. Let's see, it's options. Options. Okay, and there's this button here. And we're going to put, you've got your local script in here. Now what happens when the game starts, and when the character loads, it will load whatever's in the starter GUI into their player GUI. So by having the script in here, you can address things from it. So let's define the button first of all. So local button, and that's going to equal script dot parent. Okay, and we want the, let's say let's define the options. Options is going to equal, oh, like a space either side, make it clearer to read. So the options is going to be the script dot parent because we're going up twice, you see. So the local script's parent is the text button, and the parent of the text button is the screen GUI. And then we're going to go back down to the options. But just to make sure that it loads before this script runs, we're going to use wait for child. Wait for child, like that, because it just might not be there yet. And if we try to reference it when it's not there, it won't work. Now, the button, we want to connect to its click event. So that's the mouse button one click, connect function, and then we're going to go options dot visibility equals true. And then if we press play, that will click this button. Oh, no, okay. Aha. Visibility. Oh, visibility. Let's see, what am I writing? Visible. Visible. Keep that text and play again. And there we go. But that just turns it on. If you want this to turn on and off, we could do that quite simply. Because options.visible is a boolean. It's true or false. So we can actually just make it whatever we can switch it by saying make it not what it is. So options.visible is equal to not options.visible. This basically, the not just basically makes it the opposite of what this is, or yeah. So this should now turn it on and off, which is quite useful. Or you could put another button in here that's like an X or something, and that be the close button. But you'll have to reference that button correctly. Let's do that now. Let's put a button inside the options one, text button like so. Let's say, and let's make this visible for the second so we can see what we're doing, like so. And let's make this close button, I don't know, let's make it 0.5, 0.5 like so, and then size, let's make it 0.1, 0.1, 0, like that. This isn't going to be a great looking button. And then 1, 0, 0, 0, so it's in the top right corner, and that could be our close button. Let's change the There we go. Exit. And rather than having this script here, let's get rid of that script. And it's more common to put your script at the top of the in directly to the screen GUI. So we want this from here. This is a much better way of doing things. We can say local screen GUI equals script dot parent. Okay. And now we've got the screen GUI, let's do everything off of the screen GUI, so that if we do ever move this script somewhere else, then we can just redefine screen GUI and jobs are good. So we want our options, local options equals screen GUI, wait for child options, and if we do the options button, we can call that the screen GUI wait for child text button, because that's the name. We could change the name to make it more sensible. I would suggest you do that so that you can stay on top of things, but I'm just not going to bother for this tutorial. We also want the exit button, so let's say local exit, button exit, and that's going to equal the options wait for child text button as well. So as you see, it's also called text button. Again, why you might want to change names, it could get a bit confusing, but if you see, so we're defining options as this one, and then we're using options to wait for the next child, because this button is a child of this one. Cool. So now we've got that, we could say button options dot dot mouse button one click connect function, and we could say options dot visible equals true, and we can say button exit dot mouse button one click connect function, and then we can say options dot visible equals false. Let's make this visible back to false again here at the beginning. We could also even get rid of the button at the same time here, so we could say button options dot visible equals false here, and make it visible again here, so button options dot visible equals true. So now when we click this button, it makes the options frame visible, which includes its descendants, and makes this button invisible. And then if we click this button, it makes options invisible and text button visible. Like so. I hope that's of some help to you. Ask any questions if you've got any more. Hope you do well. Good luck.